Hey, what's up guys? Rideshare guy here, and today I've got a cool video for you about what to do about Uber passengers who want to stop and make you wait. So this doesn't happen all the time, but if you drive long enough, you'll definitely eventually get someone who wants you to wait at a drive-through for 20 minutes, right? Hey man, can you stop at In-N-Out at 1 a.m. and let us get these burgers? Or maybe they want you to wait in the parking lot while they go shopping all day and then they run all their errands, right? Kind of annoying when this happens, but I'm gonna tell you guys how to handle it, how I personally handle it, and a few of the situations that can come up, and how you can avoid bad ratings, make sure that you're getting paid the maximum amount. So first thing, if you're okay with waiting and you don't really care, you want to read a book or something like that while people go and do their errands, then just know that make sure you leave your app on, because I've actually had drivers email me who have turned their app off while their passengers are running errands and doing all their stuff and then given them rides when they come back. Now, you definitely don't need to do that. If you're going to wait, definitely wait with the app on. So that's the first thing. Second thing, if you don't mind waiting, just know that you get paid for waiting time, but it's at much lower rates, right? So it's at the regular per minute rate, right? And since you're not moving, you obviously don't get a per mile rate. In LA, for example, I think so the waiting rate, so the mile or the per time rate per minute is 16 cents a minute, which is super low. I think that comes out to like $9.60 an hour. After you take out Uber's 25% cut, it's $7 or just over $7 an hour, and that I'm pretty sure is lower than minimum wage. I think I grew up in LA. I'm pretty sure I had a job in high school that was around like $6 an hour, and I'm sure it's got to be higher than that now. So it's really not a lot of money, and it honestly isn't super profitable to be sitting around waiting because you can make a lot more money driving. So the reason why it's an issue, though, is because it can obviously be a little bit of an awkward conversation with your rider. And that's why I think a lot of new drivers just suck it up. They do these rides, wait, don't say anything, but at the back of their mind, they're like, man, this sucks, right? So here's how I handle it. It's a little bit of a case-by-case situation, but where it gets tricky is that the rider obviously gets to rate you at the end of the trip. So if you're a dick about it, you're going to get a low rating, right? If you say, hey, get the hell out of my car, I'm not going to wait for you, probably going to get a 1 star, right? Which is never, you can probably handle 1 or 2 of those, but it's easy to avoid this type of situation. If it's a short request, like they want to go into the grocery store, grab, I don't know, some little pack of gum or something like that, and then be on their way, I'll do it, no problem. It's sort of part of providing good service, and I think that just in general, I'm more than happy to do short little things like that, right? If it's on every trip, I'd have to figure something else out. But if it happens once in a while, short little trip, really not a big deal. But let's say they want me to wait 5 minutes or more. I'm usually pretty upfront with them in this situation, right? And I don't have a hard and fast rule at like if it's 5 minutes or more, I'm gone, but it depends a lot on the situation, how busy, how slow it is, things like that. If it's generally more than 5 minutes, though, I'm pretty upfront with the passenger. I'll say something like, hey, I'd love to wait, but, unfortunately, I don't really get paid that much to wait, to sit around. Uber doesn't pay me a lot for that. I really only make money when I'm out driving people around, driving fares. Would you mind terribly if I ended the ride, and you can just call for another Uber when you're ready, right? In my experience, most riders are pretty understanding if you say something like that. They might offer you a cash tip, saying, hey, well, I'll hook you up with a few bucks. That's somewhat rare. But, depending on their response, you kind of judge from there. I mean, I know some drivers will go and maybe solicit a tip, say, hey, if you're willing to add, they kind of give them that routine. Depending on what the passenger says, they might say, hey, if you're willing to add $5-10 on, I can wait, no problem, but I really just can't afford to sit here while you go shopping. That's sort of a little bit of a gray area for me. I haven't personally done that, but I know some drivers who have. I can totally understand either side of the argument, though. Personally, this is actually one of the reasons why I love Lyft, because it's so much less awkward. They have an in-app tipping option, and almost definitely a majority of the times where I've done drive-throughs, I've done runs like that, I've gotten a tip through the app. So the passenger will leave you a nice little tip. Sometimes I've done drive-through runs and they'll even say, you can explain that if you want, or then it makes it really easy for them to kind of leave that tip in the app. So definitely sign up for Lyft if you haven't, because that's kind of one of those cool things about them. Ultimately, this is sort of one of those gray areas where, there's not a lot of training from Uber, and you sort of have to figure it out depending on what you're looking to get out of the ride and kind of your own level of customer service that you want to provide. I think some passengers definitely take advantage of drivers, and for those, you probably want to be a little more stern. But if it's a little bit more of an honest situation, I think it's really not a big deal. Part of providing good customer service. Basically, if you're cool, you're kind of calm, level-headed about the situation, explain what's actually happening, and the reasons why you don't want to wait, I think that most passengers are going to be pretty understanding. Worst case scenario, you get some dick rider who just doesn't understand, wants to make you wait, tell them you'll wait, and then peace out with their stuff. No, just kidding. Don't do that, but sort of not kidding. But you will have those kind of dick riders once in a while. Handle them, can't do much about that. Don't let up one rider, though, ruin your entire experience. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this topic, you want to see anything in the future, don't hesitate to reach out, right? Shoot me an email, harry@therideshareguy.com. I respond to each and every single email that I get. And of course, feel free to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you guys watching. All right, take care.